Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Behind the Struggle podcast. It's your boy CEO, your host doing the most. Let's keep it real and keep it dope. And this my girl, Alexia, far from frail, tough as nails, ride or die for real, loyal as hell. The heart damager, also my manager. This is the hustle, and we are... Behind the struggle. There we go. We're going to get that better. We're going to get that better.
I was not expecting that.
I know. I was like,
new
you
to
know
me,
what?
y'all.
I'll surprise her.
That was good. I was like, ow. I was about to be like, what's up, guys? I look busted today. No makeup.
No makeup. No makeup.
That's what I was going to do, but that was way better.
No, it's good to see you. How you doing? You all right? How's life?
Are you talking to the beard of the audience?
I'm talking to you. I'm like, hey, it's good to see you. How you been? How you doing? You know?
Oh, great. Excellent. Amazing. Immaculate. Incredible.
Wow. That vocabulary, y'all. That vocabulary is immaculate. All right, y'all. So, introduction to side. If some of you have been following us, you already know who we are. If you don't know, now you know who we are. A little bit about that. But aside from that, today, Alexia, I want to talk to you and, have a little dialogue, conversation. And, our listeners could probably be the ones on the outside just hearing in. And, y'all let us know in the comment section if you feel inclined about these opinions. So we are not a political podcast. Like, we are not, like, politically savvy. I'm not the most political versed person on the planet. Not at all.
Yeah, typically we don't start things we can't finish. Pause.
Wow.
But definitely not in politics.
Definitely not. And, just earlier today, I'm sure you've seen a lot of stuff going on recently, Alexia, like with all these celebrities endorsing these candidates, like Eminem endorsed Kamala. He had Obama come out and sing the first 8 bars of Lose Yourself. I don't know. Just before I go into the other ones,
them.
Yeah. What did you think of that? Like, as a hardcore Eminem fan, like how did you take that? How did that make you feel?
Okay. Well, showing face, I am not for Kamala or Obama. So when Eminem did that, I understand he was in Detroit, and I understand also that he didn't like Bush, so I don't know if he just hates Republicans or he didn't like Bush. So I thought, and this is not a knock because I'd have no idea, I thought Eminem was sort of smart enough to understand, like, the person in the chair, not necessarily the party. But after that, I was like, is he literally what you were telling me, Chris, like, vote blue no matter who? And I was like, if that's true, that
Bars.
sucks, 'cause- oh, yeah. Sure. If that's true, I'm like ride or die for Eminem, but like that's crazy for him to be like, this is what we need, this is what we're doing, the only person that can do this for us is Kamala. What? And then Barack Obama comes out and what? No, like, no offense, but like, just because you're black, you're like, tell you what, guys, my arms, they're sweaty. Knees, they're heavy. Like, you know how he talks? I was like,
yeah.
I literally was like, what are you doing? And everyone was like, ah! And I was like, that's crazy because I don't know if Eminem's a Democrat. I guess he is, but it doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I guess you can say my information is biased or my opinion is obviously like miseducated, misinformed because I'm not into politics that much. But I was like, that wasn't the move. But then I'm sort of hearing that, like, I mean, you already heard, like, the Harris campaign be, like, spending our tax dollars on endorsements. So, but then again, I was like, Eminem wouldn't do that. Like, Eminem, out of all the celebrities, would turn down, like, $5 million, just to endorse someone, just to endorse them. Like, he would. So now I'm like, is he actually a Kamala fan? And it's really concerning because... I mean, I do know a couple Kamala fans, surprisingly. And, like, again, I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong and we're going to fight about it and not be friends anymore. But I was just like, I'm sorry, what? So it was weird. And then, I mean, the comments on all those videos were like, damn, I was really gunning for Eminem. even his album came out, and I was like, and he came back, and he's so talented, and blah blah blah. And then they're like, yeah, well, nobody flipped so fast on Eminem, like faster than I did, and like all the comments are like, not hating on him, but they're like, wow, like bye. And I'm like, oh god, interesting.
Yeah, no, that's something I saw too, and immediately when I saw it, I thought of you because I was like, Alexia loves Eminem, and I thought it was a little weird.
I love Eminem, and I hate Kamala.
Like, I thought it was a little weird because, from a branding standpoint, not that like Eminem like needs it; he's already an established brand, right? But it's like Eminem's whole brand is kind of like, I'm anti-establishment, so to kind of be like, I'm with the establishment and this is better, it's kind of like you kind of look at it sideways like, what the fuck is going on? Like, isn't this the guy that said gays, the midgets and trans and blah blah blah, and then he's like, but I'm siding with the party that backs all that stuff. And it's just like look, I don't want to get too deep into it because this is not the point I'm trying to make. It's not about Eminem, right? And it's like, at the end of the day, these are all no, these are all entertainers, and entertainers lie for a living. That's what they do. They sell us a story, they put on a facade.
But that's what I was saying. I can't imagine him, like Kamala, being like, yo, come to Detroit, do a speech, I'll give you $5 million. I can't imagine him saying yes to that. Honestly, I feel like he would be like, well, I don't need that money, first of all. Second of all, I'm not your puppet.
Well, you heard the rumor, right?
What's wrong with you?
You heard the rumor supposedly going around that a lot of these celebrities who are endorsing the Democratic Party had something to do, like being caught on video. List? Yeah, they were like caught on tapes with the Diddy tapes.
Okay, but Eminem's not on Diddy's list.
But I'm saying that's just like the rumor, right? But I also don't want to add the caveat. Not sure if you knew this. Even though M did like co-sign against Kamala and Barack Obama, 4 years ago, at the BET Cypher, when Trump was president, Eminem made a whole freestyle where he basically dissed Trump. And and he literally said that, like, I forget the line, I'm going to butcher it, but he's like, I'm drawing the line in the sand, so like any of my fans stand with them, like this is kind of like where we separate. Like, if you're, like, for Trump, like, I don't want you to be my fan because this guy is all these things. Oh, yeah, when we get a chance, look up the freestyle. We'll watch it after this because we don't get the copyright strike. But, yeah, he, like, said that. So, I don't think he's so much pro-Kamala. I think for a lot of the people, from what I see, they're just anti-Trump.
That's for sure. Like, when you ask anyone why they like Kamala, their only answer is, I hate Trump. Like, there's nothing about Kamala they actually like.
Yeah.
Unless it's something like, she's a black woman, and that's what we need. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, but again, and maybe I'm, like, sort of idolizing this man for the wrong reasons or whatever, but, like, I can't see Eminem, of all the celebrities out there, I can't see Eminem, you know what I mean, being like, yeah, I just hate Trump, so whoever's against him. It's literally, I mean, I've already said this, like, sorry, not sorry, but we're dealing with the lesser of two evils at this point. But it's not that I'm worshiping Trump. I don't think necessarily he's the Messiah. But I'm not like leaning towards him because I hate Kamala. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. So when people are like, I gotta vote for whoever's not Trump, like,
yeah,
even if like that person's gonna take all your money, Social Security, and other valuable things away, even if that person like is gonna cheat, scam, lie, and do whatever, spend your tax dollars on stuff that you didn't approve, also bring, I mean, immigration's a huge topic. I don't mean to like bring this up either, but like, all these countries are literally emptying their jail cells into America. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not just like immigration in general. It's they're criminals. So, and not all of them are, right? But like, it's just so crazy that no other country would let you in without like documentation on the planet. So anyway, the point is like, how can you be for that? And no matter what she says, she was vice president now. She's vice president already. So it's like, how can you literally justify, like, as a normal human being that has a brain in your head, be like, well, but she was only vice president. The man in charge is really Biden. What? You think
Yeah.
that man is in charge of doing anything? Like, are you serious? And even if he is, you think the vice president has literally her hands tied behind her back? Then why is she there? Like, you can't be like, oh, it's going to be better because she's already in office. She's already in office. Are you guys happy right now?
Yeah.
Obviously not. Like, this is like the crazy, and I've only been on this planet for 3 decades, but like, this is the craziest election I've ever seen. Like, even like Bush, even when Obama, first black president, blah, blah, blah. Like, even when Trump first went and they were like, he's not a politician, he's a celebrity. Like, this election this month or this year, whatever, has got people bananas.
Yeah.
People
And
are bananas.
no, you're absolutely right on that. Like there's a like because she didn't go through the preliminaries. She was literally handed it, the Democratic nominee. So, but getting off our particular views or opinions on which political candidate, like I don't care who you choose. At the end of the day, that's your right, your choice. It's an American citizen. But the thing that I find, I was watching this, and you see all these celebrities endorsing these politics. Beyonce came out, and then I heard that like people, then like a bunch of people left her rally because they found out Beyonce wasn't performing, and they started booing. So,
Really?
Then just recently, I think just the other day, over the weekend, as of this recording, Donald Trump was on the Joe Rogan podcast, which is the biggest podcast in the world. Like within the first day, did 25 million views.
Right.
Then today, Kamala Harris was now on the Club Shay Shay podcast. So now that's going up, and it's like podcasts are like the new endorsers, like going to it. But
Wait, so Beyonce didn't show up? I'm sorry.
no,
She actually didn't perform?
she didn't perform. She showed up. She was there for like 3 or 4 minutes, said a couple things, and then left. And then people started leaving. Like you see stuff on like TikTok, like people's experiences of like what it was actually like being at the rally. And this is kind of like the point I want to get at, because we can point these fingers at these politicians, at Donald Trump. We could point it at Kamala Harris. And if like I know the two big parties are Democrat and Republican, whichever one you fall on, right? But I was seeing these videos, right, at these rallies, and one of them, I think this was at the Kamala rally where Beyonce showed up. There were Trump supporters on the outside. Now, I don't know the details. Maybe somebody else might know the details, so correct me on this. But from what I heard and what the video says, pardon me, it was a family. They had a little infant child that was in a stroller. The baby was like 1-2 years old, literally an infant. And this Kamala supporter leaned down, got in the face in the baby, and said, "I don't give up." Like, in the baby's face. And the baby's looking like, confused, like, what the heck is going on? And then the mom comes in and then kind of like separates it. And I'm like, so my point to that is like seeing all this, right? I think us as as American citizens, I think we have to understand this as well. And this is kind of what I want to get your point on, because we also play a role in the elections, not just with our votes, but how we represent our party. Because I don't think that people realize, they point their finger like, oh, Trump is the bad guy or Kamala's dumb, whatever your opinion is, right? But it's like also the way you represent your party also has an influence on the people who are undecided and are watching observingly. Like, think about it. If I was someone who didn't know which side of the fence I was going to lean on, and then I'm seeing like these people like yelling at literal children, cursing at infants' faces at a Kamala rally, right? Or, how it is now, like they're manipulating the machine to kind of say that, oh, if you don't vote for Kamala, you hate women and you're racist. Like, as a man, you hate women. And if you're not black, then you're a racist. And it's like how they spin it, how they try to do this, and then like they come at you like in a certain way to people who represent these political parties. And I don't think they realize like the effects that it has on how it influences onlookers like looking at it. And I don't know how you feel about that, because I see it a lot. And like people get really passionate, and like their political party becomes their identity.
That's true, but we did talk about this before, on and off camera, actually. Off camera, it was, again, actually about Trump, and it was the opposite of what you're saying right now. So that's why I'm a little confused. Not to, like, call you out, but, like,
That's all good. Go ahead.
you know, we were like, Trump necessarily isn't racist himself. Like, you have sound clips of him saying things about China, saying things maybe about black people, I guess. But, like, those clips were either obviously taken out of context or somehow, like, doctrined. But also, Trump's actions are going against what he's saying, not in a negative way. Like, you're saying, like, Trump's not for black people, yet he's, like, you know, trying to help them more than almost any other group, actually. And when he said that the virus came from China, I mean, I'm Chinese. So, like, if anyone's going to take offense, it's going to be me. But the way he said it, I guess, was a little, like, distasteful, but he's not wrong. So it's kind of like, you got to check yourself. So anyway, the point is, Trump supporters, like, even 4 years ago, you know, I was like, what's wrong with you, blah, blah. But, like,
Yeah,
Trump
same.
supporters are racist. Trump supporters are ignorant. Trump supporters were stupid. And that necessarily didn't have anything to do with Trump. It's not like Trump was like, if your IQ is less than 80, sign up, you know, like, obviously not. But that also speaks to, like, just America in general. You know, it's not like Republicans or Democrats are smarter than the other party necessarily. It's just that I think, I'm sorry, but most Americans are just dumb. And most of the time it's not their fault. Sometimes it is. But, like, it's literally just, you know, the phone, the media, like, all this entertainment that's being shoved into our eyes, down our throats. Like, we don't even have a chance to, like, sort of grow into a personality and have our own opinions. And then we talked about this between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion when there was supposed beef, and, you know, the fans were, like, doing the most, like, on Twitter or, like, showing up to concerts and then, like, you know, harassing the other, like, people, like, and that had nothing to do with Megan or Nicki, remember? So they were like, and we even said that, like, it's not, their fans shouldn't necessarily represent them. Like, I can't choose who is a fan of Behind the Struggle. I hope it's, like, everyone, actually, but I'm not gonna appeal to everyone. And then the people that I do get, they're not all gonna be, you know, moral and Christian or whatever else you think that I want my fans to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the only exception to that, I think, is the projectile toxicity, like Fresh and Fit, which, thank God, are canceled forever.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I just, their fans were obviously, like, exactly how they wanted them to be, because they were, like, coaching them. And if you were
and they
a fan of
weaponized
Fresh and
them.
Fit, right.
Yeah.
You literally paid another man to tell you how to be a loser. That's what you did. You paid money for that.
I think you sent me a meme, right? Like, literally, like, it is so true. It's like, if you feel bad about your life, just know that there's someone out there paying courses to hear somebody else tell them how to be an alpha male. Like, that is so sad and pathetic.
Like, yeah. So anyway, so what I was saying about the video, because I did peep that for a sec, but I'm so, like, not good at this. But
Yeah.
I don't know why she screamed to that baby, and the father stepped in.
Oh, so you did
and
see
he was
it?
like, I did.
Okay.
But I don't know at all, like, what her problem was, and I don't know, like, what happened after, because I guess the dad was just like, "Are you good? Like, what's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What? Like, what's wrong with you?" Was she was upset that the baby's father was a Trump supporter and she wasn't, so she had to, like, it doesn't make any sense. But you look dumb. But in my opinion, personally, that doesn't necessarily make Kamala look dumb.
No.
Just because Kamala didn't tell her to do that. But, like, yeah, if you're a swinger, you know, and you're like, oh, who should I vote for? And you see Kamala supporters doing that, like, all this, like, transgender stuff, and, like, and I'm not saying, like, if you're transgender, you know, you're going to hell, and, you know, Kamala this, Kamala that. I'm saying, like, transgender, like, going into a sport, you know, and then, like, taking scholarships away from these girls, and, like, obviously, you know, you're a male body, you're at a huge advantage. Shit's not right. She's over here saying she wants to help the prisoners transition. Why are you? And it's not that the prisoners should be, you know, discarded, but, like, and again, no offense to anyone that's ever been in jail or has anyone in jail, but, like, and I don't know how the conditions are. Don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating to go into prison. But we're talking like, at least they have a bed and food, right? No, hear me out.
I'm listening.
Meanwhile, you're letting all these like illegal, undocumented people in. They're raping and murdering girls. They're taking over hotel and condos, whatever, with rifles. And there's nothing we can do about it because they don't have identification. And even if we took them to jail, we can't process them. There's no ID. Even if we tried to, take them to court, no trial because we don't know who they are. Like, that's crazy. Meanwhile, I connected them together in my head, and now I feel like I'm going on 2 tangents. What was my point to that? No, seriously, I had a point. Now I look dumb.
It's all right. Find yourself.
That happens all the time. It's okay. This is the struggle, you guys. Alexia's brain. No, I think my point was like the people that are like victims of these immigrants or these criminals or whatever, or the people that are, let's even just say, homeless, like the thousands in San Francisco. They don't get a hot meal, and they don't have a pillow, and they don't have, but the prisoners do. So I'm just thinking out loud, like, again, not to neglect the prisoners, but Kamala's out here like, oh, you need to transition to be a female. Meanwhile, there's all these homeless in all of America, and she's not doing shit for that. It just kind of blows my mind because, again, not that prisoners are in a better position than homeless, but, it's kind of like, that's crazy to say because, again, I would never wish this on anyone, and it's crazy for them, but, like, would you rather be in prison or would you rather be completely homeless with nothing, like nothing in your pocket, like not a shopping, nothing? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sure there's reasons why people would choose one or the other for sure. Like safety and obviously, like, I guess weather, right? So like it depends on what they want, but it's like, I don't know. I think like if you're gonna help the prisoners or help the system, you help them by like, better lawyers, a judicial system that would actually work, fairness and not just like manipulation, not transitioning them surgically and helping them become a woman. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't, it's like the last thing they need. Like, I don't get it.
Well, here's something I want to bring up because that's a perfect tangent because it kind of goes back to what I was trying to get at as far as like, how the people who back these political parties represent them and how that influences other people's votes going forward. So, look, I don't care what your sexual preference is, what you identify as. Live your life, man. If you were the type of person that believes Batman is real and there's someone that's really dressing up in a cap and gown, like at night beating up criminals, like if that helps you sleep at night, by all means, more power to you. And it don't bother me. Don't impose that on me.
You wish Batman was real.
Shoot, Batman the man. But I'm just saying, in real life, if somebody was literally coming up to me like, no, Batman's real, I'm like, all right, like, come on, like, and I have to accept that. My point to that, right? When I go to the Democratic Party, and I preference that, right? And I also want to say this as well. This is the day and age or generation that we live in right now. Like, look at what I have to do. I have to give all this disclaimer before I actually say my point. Because God forbid I just say it. Oh, that's it. I'm canceled. It's a wrap. Like, Behind the Struggle is done. CEO is
that's true.
transphobed.
I just did that, huh?
Yeah, you did the same thing. But my point, I was looking this up, right? So the American population in the United States of America, as it stands right now, is 335,893,238 people. You probably didn't need the exact number. Super specific.
I stopped listening after the first 3.
I probably should have just ended at 335 million, right? So, gays, homosexuals, make up 7% of the United States of America.
Okay.
Which is,
let's do the math.
Which is 23 million people. All right, 23.5 million people, right?
That's a lot of people, actually.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. And
compared to 330.
And check this out. And transgenders only make up 0.5% of the entire United States population. That is 0.5. That is 1.6 million people. But the way they push it, And everything that
Makes
you're
it seem like
seeing in
there's
the
more,
media,
like half.
exactly, you would think everybody is a trans in hiding or secret gay. The way how I kind of look at it, and maybe this isn't the best analogy, but it's this push to like everyone's got to be included no matter what. Like, and I think the best representation of that in our day and age is the Marvel movies. The Marvel movies used to be like just like good. Like, hey, we're just gonna make a good movie, tell a good story, and that's that. And then after the whole Thanos phase, if you're a fan of the Marvel films, and maybe there's some inaccuracies here, but it started feeling like, oh, we gotta have this checkpoint. We gotta have a gay black man. We gotta have an Asian chick. Oh, we gotta have a lesbian. We gotta have a gay family. Oh, we got so much transgender or gender fluid, and we gotta have this. And it became less about the story and more about this checklist to be like
inclusion crap, right.
exactly. And it's like we've bred an American population that is so emotionally weak that we can't take scrutiny. And instead of people just being real, we rather just act like, hey, I'm cool with it, even though if I may not agree with it, but I don't want to hurt your feelings. And it's like, I'm sorry, but the way that the world works, the world doesn't cater itself to you. You have to maneuver through the world. That's just how it is.
Us more sensitive now too, because we're not allowed to offend anyone. But
100%.
Every yes is 1,000 no's.
Oh, get him, Alexia.
Think about that. So you're going to upset somebody. You know, there's not a single thing you could do.
It's impossible.
Yeah, no. I was about to say something, but nah. There's not a single thing you could do where every single person is going to be like, yes, I love that. You know what I'm saying? So
even in a marriage and a relationship, I'm sorry, but even in like a loving covenant, like partnership like that, you're going to have fights. You're going to have disagreements. You're going to risk offending each other because you're still two different people trying to operate as one. You have different views, different life experiences. And it's through these disagreements that you build understanding and perspective. If we can't risk offending each other
as a person.
Exactly. If we can't risk offending one another, we cannot grow.
That's a good point, and I think people are afraid to fight. Maybe I worded that wrong. I mean, they're definitely afraid to offend, but they're afraid of confrontation. And the only ones that aren't are the liberals that can't even back up what they're saying. So they're not afraid of confrontation because their go-to is literally like, if you say something I don't like, I'm just going to say you're offensive and you're sexist and you're racist and you're whatever.
100%.
Instead of being like, I'm wrong.
Yeah. It's like they're led by emotion. And both sides do this. They get like emotional and they just attack you. Like right now, if I was just like, I don't really, let's just say hypothetical. I'm like, I don't really like Kamala. Like, like she just doesn't do it for me. I see too many stuff and she feels kind of fake. People are like, oh, Chris, you hate women. You're racist. You're a minority. You're supposed to back her. And it's like, whoa. Just because I said I like waffles doesn't mean I hate pancakes. Like, but that's how they see it. It's like, oh, because I disagree with this. Oh, now you've given a broad stroke to my whole character that I hate everything about this individual. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I just don't like these specific things.
I know we're not like on a circular track, so sorry to bring Beyonce back up, but I did hear that they paid her $10 million to be there. So is that really an endorsement when you're getting paid $10 million to show up at her rally? And then recently after that, Bad Bunny endorsed her on his Instagram story and like.
Well, yeah, because at a Trump rally, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I don't know if you knew about this. At a recent Trump rally,
the comedian, yeah.
Yeah, the comedian made the joke about Puerto Rico and I'm like, it's a comedian, literally a comedian making a joke. Like, I get it,
right?
But yeah.
The radio stations were like, oh, it was distasteful, it was bad timing, know when and where, and it's like, you just want to be offended by anything. And again, you're not going to never offend someone.
Exactly.
Like, I'm sure I already offended a bunch of people just by saying what I got to say. You know what I'm saying? But and I'm not saying that, like it was a joke. And I mean, we had the same when Chris Rock made the joke about, Will Smith's wife and he did all that shit and he got banned from the Grammys. Like,
yeah. And at that, you bring up an amazing example right there, because at that time when we saw that, right, everybody was like, oh, he went way out of line. Oh, sorry. Hold on 1 second. my for some reason something happened with my phone and hold on, y'all. My bad. Whoops. Sorry, my
I thought
phone.
Your webcam fell, and I was like,
Yo, her face. We should just keep that in the bloopers. But no, you know what happened? Just really quickly. Sorry, we're going on a little tangent. The new iPhone 16 or whatever, like, I think I hit a button. I was like just flipping it over, and it tried to switch from my webcam to my phone cam. So that's what happened. So I had to like disconnect it. So I was like confused, like what was happening. That's why I was like, wait, am I like losing internet? Anyways, my point to that is like you bring up a good point with the Will Smith and Chris Rock incident, because when we saw that objectively and he went up and slapped him in the face, right? Everybody was willing to be like, oh, it's just a joke, bro. Like, don't take it so serious. Like, don't get so offended. Like, that was overdoing it. So, but when it happens to them, then it's like, no, it's not a joke. See, you don't know how I feel. When it's like, come on, like, these are comedians. That's what they do for a living. So I think that was a great example what you brought up.
Right after that, Bad Bunny endorsed her, but on his story. Now, first of all, I'm going to go back to how annoying it is to have to be like, gotta check Twitter, who is posting on their story, who unfollowed who. Like, I am the last person to care about that kind of stuff. If you're like,
really?
No, I didn't. Don't ask me. Like, so anyway, the point is they were like, oh, well, Bad Bunny's a big Puerto Rico representative, so he's probably going to get all his Puerto Rican fans to go after Kamala. And I'm just like, you guys, like, come on. Like, are you that dumb, America? Like, Kamala's paying these celebrities to say something about her, right? Your tax dollars that we're already we're getting taxed when we get paid, we're getting taxed when we buy things. You're upset. You have no money. The interest rates are high. You can't buy a house. Everyone's upset.
Preach.
You're out here like, meh. All that money that you're missing, guess where it's going? To these celebrities. Kamala has begged via email, and it's been proven, OnlyFans people, other celebrities, podcasters, influencers, to endorse her. She's offering money for these people.
And it's so obvious as well that the machine is working in her favor as far as like the media to prop her up as like she is the last hope. And it's like she literally got handed the primary. Like she didn't have to go through anything.
And not to get into this either again, but she was, she straight out was like, I wouldn't change anything in the last 4 years. Hello, like, read the room. Like you can't even manipulate the people that you're trying to get you to vote for you. That's crazy. And then you're out here like, oh, you don't need to register to vote. Like we can have all the undocumented people that were let into this country for free. Not for free. We gave them money. Guess what money that came from as well? Your pockets, your listeners.
Oh, word?
And then you heard?
I like how you follow me up with a rhyme. Oh, word? You heard?
Exactly.
Don't you?
And then it's like, okay, so the next 4 years are going to be the same as the last 4 years. Again, are you happy? Like, obviously not. Like, the only people that maybe are like, yeah, I want Kamala, are the, like, trans people or the gay people that, like, feel like that their 0.5% is being misrepresented because they're so small because they are. You know what I mean? Like, not to belittle anyone, but.
Well, here's the thing, right? Because I have seen, I know you have too, I have seen gay and trans people who are on the Republican side, who are for Trump.
Yeah.
And I've seen, those that are for the Democrats. And kind of bringing it back full circle, I guess this train is going and circle around this topic. But
we're going on the Christmas tree because, as soon as, like,
there's so many
Halloween's
gifts.
over, it's Christmas.
But that's my thing. So the other day, because we did a reaction to this, right, to, like, the middle ground stuff on Jubilee, and they had their best 10 moments. Anyways, they had one the other day where they had 30 Democrats and 30 Republicans, and they like had them debate on certain topics. And for me, I like to watch these things because I like to observe. I'm just that kind of person. And when I saw the trans and gay people who are representing the Democrats as opposed to the Republicans, the Democrat ones were just like so like snap your neck all up in your face, like I came to eat a Republican sandwich today, like I'm gonna tear you up. And then the other ones were just like, okay, I'm going to just sit here and have, like I just noticed a difference. It was like they were very emotional, irate, ready to, like, fight. And then the Republicans seemed more, like, composed and, like, calm and collected. And I'm not saying that's all of them, but I'm just seeing that. And to me, it's just like, again, this isn't helping your cause. This is making it look worse. You guys look unstable.
Yeah, but keep this in mind, right? It's making it look worse to the people that are actually capable of thinking their own thoughts.
And going back to that, right? Because when you see these celebrities being endorsed or endorsing these candidates, right? I'm sorry, but you have to be an NPC to wait for Eminem or Bad Bunny or Beyonce,
Taylor Swift,
to somebody to be like, okay, now I know which side I'm gonna vote on.
Now I know who to vote for because T Swift endorsed her. Like
exactly, and it's just like, are you looking into this stuff? Are you like being able to see through the lies and see their policies? So, like I said at the beginning,
it blows my mind.
We're not a political podcast at all. I know we're getting real deep into it. We just like jumped into the deep end of the pool right here. But I just want to say, I don't care who you vote for, what your political affiliate is, but I think something has to be said if you're waiting around for your favorite celebrity who doesn't know you exist to tell you where you should place your vote, and you don't do any research at all in either president. Like, you're just going based on emotion and following, because that is a scary thing. Because understand, we all have power in this election, whether you want to believe it or not. And I'm sorry, I love Eminem, right? But I have the conscience to be like, well, I don't really agree with how you feel about this. Like, I still like your music. I still think you're a cool dude, but I don't agree with this. Like, I didn't see Eminem up there. I was like, oh, man, this changes everything.
It didn't take anything away from his album. But remember, what's it called? Posh or Mosh? Sorry, Mosh.
Oh, yeah. What you were saying?
Yeah.
Bush and all that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, like, I was like, where's that anymore? You know, but, like, for someone else. But that's why I'm just like, this is so weird. But yeah, I shouldn't really run our lives either, but
yeah, again, that's the thing. Like, I see a lot of people where it kind of becomes their whole identity, and I don't know how true this is because
too much of anything is a bad thing. Anything. So
I thought you were about to go into a bar.
But
I thought you were about to start rapping. The way you said that was like the rhythm. Too much of anything is a bad thing, and I was like bracing myself. I was like,
maybe I'm hanging out with Chris too much, you guys. I'm starting to like low key rhyme, like for real. I told you 1,000 times. If I rhyme, this guy right here, toast. He's burnt toast in a battle.
I'm not worried at all.
Because he's fine with being burnt. That's why.
Look, my relationship with Alexia is like Ash Ketchum and Charizard. That's all it is, guys. If you watch Pokemon growing up. If you watch Pokemon growing up, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway. That aside, I just saw that, and to me, I was like, wow, I don't think people realized how much it kind of influenced. What a way to go out, huh?
Quick little see you in 2025, guys.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know, it just kind of made me realize that, like, we all play a role in it. Oh, and this was the point I was trying to get at before we changed tracks, is that, like I said, I don't know how true this is, but supposedly I guess now, and it's crazy how much time changes, where there are more people who are more scared to be vocal about being a Trump supporter because it comes with a lot of, like, hate and people attacking you, thinking that you're a racist or support fascism and whatever these, hot topic button words are, right? But 4 years ago, people were real blatant about being pro-Trump, and nobody cared. I guess because I thought it was a joke, because he wasn't a politician. So it's just crazy to me how, in 4 years, everything changed. And look, guys, we shouldn't be attacking anybody. We're all gonna have different views, whether it be politics, religion, relationship, family dynamics, how we raise our children, or the abortion and stuff, and that's the last topic I want to ask you about, Lexi. And if you want to talk about it, if not, feel free to completely just bob and weave in and just swerve on it. But all this stuff that you hear in the political landscape as a woman, when it comes to pro-life or pro-choice and the abortion stuff, how do you feel about all that?
Ooh, I'm going to say something controversial AF right now. That Boondocks face?
Yeah.
I mean, I already said so much. If you're gonna hate on me, you're gonna hate on me.
Yo, you gotta love Alexia. She literally will set you up like, ooh, I'm about to hurt you. And then, like, be like, all right, well, like, be all calm to kind of, like, diffuse you and then hit you with the knockout punch. And you're like, oh, like, okay, go ahead.
I mean, the black and white version, right, is I personally am against abortion. Now, for all the people that are like, what about incest? What about your uncle touching you? What about your pastor? Yeah, all those problems are over there. The problem is before the abortion needs to become an issue. It's the pregnant, like, that's the problem. So we're looking at the wrong thing, in my opinion. Now, of course, things are going to slip through. I hear you. But I think, I mean, this is, I guess, a joke, but nah. Like, you know how we're testing products on animals? Mm-hmm. Let's test them on us. Let's actually cut the dicks off of the people that, or, you know, are pedophiles. Let's do that. Let's do that so that people are so gosh darn scared to actually do that it actually slows down and maybe stops. You know what I'm saying? Mm. Everyone's like, women's rights, women's bodies, when does a life begin, blah, blah, blah. Now, what I've said in a past podcast, life begins as soon as the sperm enters the egg. That a light literally appears in the uterus, and I've shown you, Chris, and it's not literally. I sent you a video.
But they'd be like, just so y'all know.
That sounded weird when I said, yeah. So, but, and, like, yes, see? I'm a Christian, but, like, Christian or not, I don't think men should be, because even now, let's go back to the episode we did about man versus bear, when we're choosing the man in the woods or the bear, and women were choosing the bear, and men were getting tight. And now there's another trend, bear or Diddy, and all the guys are choosing a bear, and it's like, oh, now you go choose a bear? Like, now you get it? But the point is, let's stop, not that we allow it, but, like, let's stop, let's start cracking down on serial or, you know, pedophiles or family members that are, you know, there's so many kids that are afraid to say something because they said, oh, I'll kill your mom, or I'll do this, do that, or, you know, the family doesn't believe them. Like, well, let's start there. Let's take it 2 steps back, because the abortion thing, that's like at the ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, it's like that's the last issue in that scenario. So I am against abortion, but, you know, not to be like so blatant with you guys, but like, I've never had an abortion. Okay, dope. So, like, let's say I can't speak to the women that have had an abortion.
Congratulations.
But I've never been sexually assaulted either. Thank God, like 100%. But what I'm saying is, like, and I understand it's not up to me. I understand, like, men are stronger, which is, again, why they shouldn't be in women's sports. But a man could overpower me, and he could, and he could, and he could, and he doesn't need a condom, and he could do that, and I could be on my, you know, cycle, like, whatever. I could. And then what am I going to do? Do I want to have a baby that was by this, like, strange man, or let's say my grandpa? Like, you know, all those things are crazy. But, like, again, the man shouldn't have the access or even, like, the thought to do that to me. Does that make sense? We need to make that, like, more sacred or, like, more scary. We need to sort of be like, if you do this, and, like, it's not a matter of when you get caught. It's going to be if. Like, you know, DNA has advanced so much in the last 10 years alone. We need to have, like, better systems, better support, better sort of SVU teams, let's say, that will be like, yeah, as soon as someone, you know, you're done. Your dick's getting cut off. And now I understand, before you scream at me in the comments, I know that there's going to be a lot of, like, but there's a lot of women that, you know, scream, you know, cry wolf. They say they're and they weren't, or they were consensual in the beginning, and then they changed their mind because he didn't pay her, or whatever. And now you're going to hate this even more, audience. This is why,
guys, I'm with y'all.
I'm doing that.
I'm on the ride. I'm like,
in your big ass new chair, literally.
I'm like brazen. I'm like, whoa.
Right? I mean, I could. Not that I want to talk about this for like a minute, but I could. So anyway, that's my take on it. So
I hear you. And I guess to wrap it up on 2 points.
Pause. I mean, yeah.
Yo, I can't with you. That was such a crazy range of emotions. Pause. I mean, yeah. To wrap it up on 2 accounts. Me personally, I'm not a woman. I don't know if y'all knew that, but so I don't really think I should have an opinion on that. I've heard both sides, and I consider legitimate arguments for both. And because it's something I would never have to personally engage or deal with as far as like
Yeah,
something
so it's
growing
either
in
would
my
you rape
body.
someone, Chris?
Hell no.
Or
Are you
if
crazy?
you got your girl pregnant and you guys weren't ready, would you ask her to abort it?
No. Because personally, if she wants to keep it, if we're going to go on, put me in a hot seat now. Woo. If I'm fooling around with a woman and I'm not using protection and she's not on birth control, I know very well this is the risk that we are taking. So if that's the case and she does end up pregnant, as a man, I have to step up. That's my responsibility. Like, you have to pay for the consequences of your actions.
Right, because now we're going back to a little conversation that we had before where, you know, someone said that a man should have the right to choose whether or not to pay for the baby the same way the woman could get to choose if she could keep it or not. Mm-hmm. And it's like, again, let's back it up now because y'all love blaming women for shit. Your choice, your decision was when you stuck it in her. What? That was your decision.
What?
So, again, I'm offended.
Well, I'm just saying. I was trying to get some love, baby. I was trying to get some love, baby.
Stop having sex outside of marriage. I mean,
yeah.
But then we're gonna open another can of worms.
That's another.
Married just because they have kids, and then they're gonna get divorced, but then it's a mess. But like,
yeah, that's a whole other can.
But like, this is it's never gonna like resolve, I think. But
yeah.
I mean, so people be not following the Bible, and the only reason the Bible looks like rules to you is because the path to heaven looks like hell, and the path to hell looks like heaven.
Well, also because a lot of us think we are God. No, we know better.
That too, but it's all for our protection, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and everyone's like, nah, I got this. I know what's best. And then it's like, even if you're not hurt, guess who you're hurting?
Yeah.
That kid.
Yep. And kind of like what I was saying, like, I don't believe it's my choice, my right to have an opinion on this, just as not being a woman. And to answer Alexa's question, if that was the case, I would have the kid, and no, we're not a woman, just to all. Whoa, I just want to say something really quickly, because I was going to say something wild after that, but I was like, I really hope none of you guys are listening to this podcast, because I was going to say, to all the out there that are listening, but I was like, I really hope that's not our fan base. I really hope that's not the case.
Me too, but yeah, I hope they're listening anyway, because you should stop that shit. Yeah, I don't want you as a fan, but if I catch you on the street,
what are you going to do? But my point to that is, like, I don't know, just as a guy, just maybe I'm different from. No, I'm not different, because I know a lot of guys that think like this.
I'm different. Yeah, I'm different.
But I try to understand it. I don't know how anybody can get off on sexually assaulting a woman, and she's screaming and crying. I'm just saying.
Sorry, nobody cut you off, but let's.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I don't know how people. Whatever. Anyways, my point. That aside, is, we're behind the struggle, right? And I just realized that we talked about the struggle of misinformation, but I feel us as the people play a role in that as well. So when I seen all this stuff happening, because as of this recording, the elections are next week, so the voting starts on November 5th, and I'm just seeing everything ramp up to an 11 now, and everything is escalating, and I just realized that like I said before, not to beat a dead horse, but we'll play a role in it. So please try to use your discernment, because with the media coming at you, these podcasts, these celebrities, they're all trying to sway you to get your opinion. And we go through this every 4 years, y'all. Every 4 years, they make all these promises. We're going to do all this for you. And then they get in office and they forget about us. And then 4 years later, they're back asking for us again. So just try to see through the bullshit. Just try to see through the bullshit. It's just another phase. It's just another season. In 4 years, it's going to be somebody else. So, that aside, I want to change tracks completely, because we have our own announcement to make. So, maybe this is definitely a hot one to leave y'all on, but we're going to be taking a break, a hiatus. This is going to be our last podcast episode for the year. One, because the holidays are coming up, so for all of you guys that celebrate, Happy holidays.
That's not a reason though, but
okay,
I
Alexia.
guess it works out.
Thank you, Alexia, for ruining my fake excuses. But
Politicians, you guys.
yeah, there you go. Alexia and I have also realized though that there are some things that we need to fix that we can do better, and we want to do better. We are always in the process of improvement and trying to better ourselves and create the best possible product. When we first set out to do Behind the Struggle, it was really just to show you guys the behind the scenes of what's going on with my music and stuff, and the music videos, and us trying to break into the music industry. But anyone who's an independent artist, and we also want to show the struggles of other artists, but the main focus was supposed to be on me. And as the way things have played out, you know, with the music industry, digital streaming platforms, a lot of things have changed going into like the independent space. And we also started going on a podcast. Life happens, and we're trying to find the best balance right now to represent that, but also broaden it to other things as far as like the struggle. Alexia has obviously become a bigger part of the brand than just my manager. And, you know, we allowed for things to evolve the way that they did, but we realized in our pursuit of that some things needed to be fixed or changed. And so we've had some conversations about it. Definitely, we've been on the same page with a lot of stuff. There's been some disagreements, and we're just trying to iron out the wrinkles with that so we can come together as a cohesive like team and bring you guys better product, better podcasts, better interviews, better content all together. So
more offensive stuff.
Yeah. But
say yeah.
Yeah, why not? But with that said, guys, so that's why we're kind of going to do that. And something I've learned, and Alexia, you know, feel free to chime in on this, but I personally, I tried so hard to probably put too much structure because of like my upbringing and like how I was trained and stuff. And I still want to focus on the struggle aspect of things. I feel like that's something a lot of people could benefit from for our things. And this is where we're going to try to learn to be more transparent. But something I've learned that is like a gift and is different is the real benefit of having me and Alexia on here is that we don't see everything the same. We are obviously a man and a woman. And I realize like the real struggle that I think is the best part is the struggle between me and Alexia trying to figure this out, but as well as other things. And I realize that's like the real benefit, honestly. Like our personalities, I think we mesh very well. We're very different the way how we approach things, but our morals and values align, strangely enough, like on a lot of things, which is, I guess, interesting. And I guess for us trying to find that balance and bring that to you, but also for ourselves and kind of be more open on taking you guys on that journey, as well as, you know, introducing you guys to new folks. But, you know, this is just my point on it. We're still trying to figure it out. But instead of me taking all the airtime, you know, I'll let the lady of the show speak.
Did you guys see that? He just opened up without me telling him to. That's crazy. Off to a great start.
Progress.
I mean, yeah, we're also thinking of integrating like actually live shows so that, you know, you can interact with us straight, because when we, you know, post things or you follow us on our individual IGs, it's kind of like if you comment or if you say something, only one of us is getting it. And like, of course, there's not too much around that, but it's still just like we want to engage more. The point of this, I mean, isn't for us. We could talk on the phone about this all day, but like we're doing it for you.
We talk about anything and everything, literally.
Yeah, this is more for you, and we want to have fun with you. We don't want also to just be like, just listen to what I gotta say, shut your mouth. Like I want you to talk too. So we'll figure out how we can do that. Also, we're thinking of going to Japan. So
that's
what do you guys think? Should we? I mean, obviously, if we go, we'll vlog it, and it's gonna be a completely like. I mean, not really even related to like his music or anything, but that would be just an experience and a half to just, you know, see how they do things over there with, I mean, you know, he's a nerd, right? So like all this anime stuff and
you a nerd too, bro. Don't even cap.
Only with Pokemon. That's it. Everything else. But I
Yeah,
do wanna see, like,
that's something a nerd would
ancient-
say. Only with Pokemon. Go ahead.
Shut up. I was saying ancient civilizations and like history and stuff like that. So, and you know, I'm kind of well traveled. This guy just got his passport, so
We
we're
going
gonna see-
everywhere.
I know. Now he wants to. Now he wants the world to open up. But we don't want to turn into like a travel podcast either. But like,
Definitely not.
yeah. Let's see if that's the thing that we should do and we should get there. But yeah, we'll there's other reasons too, of course, not just our disagreements. There's other things that have happened and whatever. So we don't want to just like keep, you know, pushing content just to try to be consistent and just wear ourselves out. So we're gonna again, take a break, a couple months, maybe a few, and then try to come back like completely like refreshed in a sense. But for you. Because again, we could talk about this on the phone. Like we want to talk to you. So
Yeah, we want to consider you guys as well as this. We greatly appreciate the support that we have been given to people who do support us, to people who do listen, and the people who do engage. I mean, we really do appreciate it. You guys could, like Jay-Z says, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. So, you know, we really appreciate that.
that's true. Yes, thank you.
You know,
So just a heads up.
Oh, good.
Our podcasts are going to be on a new YouTube channel. We're going to separate them so it's a little less confusing. Might be a little more clicks, but if you're with it, you're with it. So yeah, please check the link in the description so you guys can follow the new YouTube channel. But stick around with this one because this one's going to be the vlog and the background one. The other one's going to be a podcast one, and they're both going to be fun.
Yeah, exactly. And guys, please, if you are a listener or follower of this, you know, send in your feedback or criticism on what you want to see. Not saying that we're going to take all of it, but we'll listen. And if we feel like it makes sense and we can implement it, sure. But, you know, we can't know what you guys feel about it if you don't vocalize it to us. And I know some of my friends listen to this podcast, so this is me speaking to y'all directly. And some of you guys comment on the Spotify. Alexia doesn't always see that stuff. And I don't really feel it's fair to Alexia to be kind of kept in the dark on certain things you guys may feel and contact me personally about it. So if that's the case, you know, comment in the YouTube section. Send us an email, ceoandlex@gmail.com. You know.
Yeah, what are you, afraid of me or something?
I mean, when you say it with that face, come on.
I'm sorry. Are you afraid of me or something? It's fine.
Alexia's too precious. That aside, you guys, you know, definitely, you know, send us your feedback, and we will implement it as we're going through this transition to better ourselves.
We don't want to do this like for you. We want to do it with you.
Pause.
Big pause. But for those of you who have been here thus far, thank you so much for subscribing, sticking around, and dealing with us, and especially for commenting. And if you comment or not, thank you for watching.
Yes, so much. We really do appreciate that. At the end of the day, we want to make a better product for you guys, but also for us. Like Alexia said, we can just do this on the phone, but we do find fun and enjoyment in this. And I mean, we'd be lying if we said,
back, okay?
Yeah, we'll definitely be back. And we'd be lying if we said we don't want to make money off of this. Because I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to continue to work at my job. I'd rather do this. I'd rather hang with y'all. I'd rather kick it with Alexia.
That'd be dope, right? I'd rather do this than work ever. This should be my job, you guys.
I'd rather us be traveling and engaging and giving you guys, like, the deeds on things that we do, and as well as just, like, things that we're struggling with on everyday life. Not
Facts.
just
if you want the controversial shit.
Like here we go. Here we go.
Unfiltered
Get
after
ready, yo.
dark
Get ready,
sessions.
yo. Get ready.
Patreon, yo.
What's it going to be called, Alexia? What's it going to be called, the Patreon? Let them know. Talk your shit.
You agree on that name?
You did. I agreed on it. I thought it was a done deal. You see this part of the struggle right here. Y'all, we're still trying to figure it out.
The struggle, insecure, but y'all, behind the struggle, derailed.
There you go.
PTSD.
Just like post-traumatic stress disorder. No.
But B, I said B.
That's right. B.
Just because, for those of you that don't know, behind the struggle, this is CEO.com. All of this is under On Track Entertainment.
That's right.
So
we're on track.
You're supporting On Track. So we're always on track.
Ooh.
Except for when we get
Derailed.
But yeah, no. Big things. I'm excited. It's going to be more fun, hopefully. I mean, this is fun, but like I'm talking like big fun.
Whoa. Whoa.
That is not possible. That's innocent.
The fact that you had to put the disclaimer says it wasn't.
That was for you.
Oh.
You were over here making a face. So anyway.
Okay, look at this. Projecting. But yeah, y'all, so these are the changes we're going to be making. Once again, like I said, we want to bring you guys.
In the meantime, you can text me.
Wow.
You can ask me what's up.
We want to bring you on our struggle, not just the struggle of trying to make it to the music industry or make these albums, but just day life as a Christian, life as a man, life as a woman, just
life as a Chris,
life as an Alexia. It's crazy. It's just a lot going on. And we also want to bring other stories to you guys of other people that are going through the struggle, because everyone's going through it. And I think the stories I really want to harp on a bit more, not that it's all going to be stories, but things to touch on, is that, not everybody makes it to the top. And I don't think we hear too much about those stories, about the people that try and fail. They're among us every day. We only talk about the people that make it. And that's great, but we also don't know what they went through. So I want to also shine a light on these people as well and give them a chance to tell their story and the things that they're going through. So
dope.
Thanks for the cosign, Alexa. Appreciate that.
Okay, thanks. Bye. No.
But with that said, y'all, it's the last one of the year, 2024. We'll see you guys next year. We really appreciate you. We love you. And we will see you guys on the next one.
So excited. See you guys soon. Bye. Happy 2024.
What's wrong with you? Later, guys. Peace.